Welcome everyone to the 315th weekly MLP Drawing School live critique stream. It's somehow already March 15th, I guess.
We did it.
Yeah. We managed
Wait, is
to
that
live.
not 3? Is that not 3:15?
Yeah, it is.
That's amazing.
Wait! Oh my god! That works
Wow.
out. We can forfeit everything.
Yeah, I'll give up the Pi Day one for this one.
I will submit to the American date system to allow it to be 3:15.
Blessed.
Well, as you can
We get
hear,
a
we have a
prize?
small horde of... Yeah, we get 2 pictures to critique.
Sweet.
Yeah. As you can hear, we do have a small horde of people. We got Zai.
Hello.
We got a Vex.
Hello.
There's a Pix. An Alley Claw.
Oh, hello. How's it going?
And a hidden CPC.
Hello, I'm CPC.
Wow, CPC. It's been a while.
As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any art you'd like to submit, fire it towards us, please.
In a cannon.
Yeah.
I like by pigeon, if you can arrange that.
Oh, because then you get a pigeon.
Be
Right.
a little
Smart.
friend.
Smart.
We also ask kindly if you could ask questions for those, because your art, or you might be stuck on a picture or just very proud of it. As the critiquers, we aren't quite sure what your thought process was during it. So what is really sticking in your picture? What do you want to do next? Why are you even bothering to submit it this week? Those types of questions are great for us, because they give us a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah,
so let's...
also well and good to want to just like put it in to be like improve it, I guess. But it's a two-way street. There's more to improving than just someone look at it and then makes it magically good. We need to know you. It's you we're trying to improve, not the art.
Or
Secret.
magically delicious. All right, so our first picture is submitted by Morning Sword, right? It was them? Yeah, it was Morning Sword. You can unmute yourself
recognize
if
that
you want
name.
to... Well, they're currently in our voice chat. You were talking with them.
That would be why.
Oh, weird, right? So feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like to talk. If you don't want to talk on the live stream, you can throw your responses into voice chat. Either way is fine. Not going to put you on the spot here.
So just let us know what you want to do.
Okay, in the voice chat it is.
Cool.
And you said you just got a digital tablet. Is this your first few pictures out from this digital tablet?
Heck yeah, new digital tablet, let's go.
All right, and what application are you using? Krita, cool. All right, so a few notes. It appears Krita might have done something nasty with your tablet, because it appears no weight has been added to any of your ends. So what happens on traditional tablets with pressure sensitivity, yours has 8,000 some odd crazy amounts, you'll get this pointy bit, and it responds to your pressure, so I can go harder and I can go softer and vary my widths as I go. You picked a brush that doesn't use pressure. Don't do that. Don't do that unless you got a really good reason for it.
Oh, it was human error.
All right, this is edumacation time then. Why would we suggest you not use a brush that doesn't use pressure levels? It's actually pretty easy. Lines look weird when they don't vary. Everything looks very robotic and stiff, and it makes it very hard for you to emphasize certain details and back away on other details. So making sure your lines can vary in width is a very, very important ability. It's one that it's the reason why digital art didn't really pick up early on until we started getting tablets that could actually do that. Because I remember as a kid having a tablet that was only as good as a mouse because it had no pressure levels. But dang, did I still draw on that thing. Horrible pictures, but still.
Yeah, it's basically pressure sensitivity gives you a picture more
life.
Life, yeah,
Dynamicness.
pretty much. More dynamicness, all that sort of stuff. So if you're able to use a brush with some pressure sensitivity, sick. That helps.
Mm-hmm.
Ba, ba, ba.
That's not to say to never use a brush with no pressure sensitivity. It's like any kind of art tool. If you want a certain style, if you want a certain feel, you're going to use different stuff. But while you're learning to really get line art down, the one of the other things with non-pressure sensitivity brushes is you really can see your flaws. It really displays them out and clear because everything is so clean and everything's the same thickness, the same everything. If something's off, you see it a lot easier.
Yeah. I will give you some good points for how you've cleaned up some of your lines. So looking at your other picture, or your under sketch of this, you had all of these back lines. Let me choose a smaller brush here. All the back lines were done up like boop, 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 where you're constantly just doing the stroke over and over again, trying to get a single line out and just adding on to those. Highly suggest against doing that because it doesn't lead to very clean and pretty lines. But what you've gone ahead and done on your inking layer is these nice, clean, solid lines. That's great. It's a great start.
Oh, I'm looking at the entirely wrong picture. That's why nobody else's stuff was showing up.
Oh no.
I was like, why are you drawing over on that picture? Oh, I see. I see.
My bad. Should have
Silly.
No,
said
all
which
good.
one.
I think one of the things that's that will probably help is learning to draw from your shoulder and from your elbow. A lot of these lines are pretty wobbly, and that's completely normal. It usually means that you're going a little bit slow, and using less of the sort of the big movements that your shoulder and your elbow can sort of let you do. So if you hop onto this site called Draw a Box, the first couple of lessons in particular sort of focus on drawing these longer lines using your sort of elbow, using your shoulder, and sort of just getting your line work to look a little bit more confident, pretty much. And that should be kind of a fairly big help. We've also got on the subreddit sidebar, we've got our challenges, and if you scroll down to the bottom, there is a challenge about working with small numbers of lines, which also focuses on the same kind of concept. But in terms of getting the pose down and everything, good job. Hard to kind of get this sort of pose down for most people.
Very cute picture. I think the last point I would have for you is beyond draw more and keep drawing, don't stop. Is the moon out in the distance in the window? If we're to shrink that down and just make it a do do do. Oh, come on, brush. There we go. If we just make it a smaller moon, it's going to be easier to sell as being a moon. Even shrinking it down to the point where we shrink these bars down into just thinner little guys. Maybe paint them white so it matches our nice paint job. It gets a better resale value on the open market later. If we make that moon just out here, and then we can add in all those nice little stars and help sell what's going on in the background. Don't forget some nice little lofting curtains. That'll help with the resale. Do you have any
Yeah, looking at
last questions? Oh,
I was just going to mention there, looking at reference for like all of these details in the background and all that can always be really useful.
All right. Well, can't wait to see what else you come up with.
Heck yeah, feel free to chuck more stuff our way.
All right, let's go to the picture on our left.
Woo.
Pony.
It's another pony. This one is by I once dream. Nope. Not reading the rest of that name. This is a work in progress of an emote. Apparently, the emote they were going for was horny. Okay. Now their username makes a bit more sense.
Interesting. I've just made the ear a bit bigger. You can do that.
So this is supposed to be an emote.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
just in general emote advice, I would try to practice them on like a square canvas, because then you won't have so much of your precious pixelated space taken up by the neck, and you can zoom in more on the facial expression, because that's what the important part of the emote. I'm not saying you need to necessarily remove the neck. I have seen some people just do emotes where it's just like the circle head, and you just do the expression within the head, and there's no neck, and it's kind of like a backgroundless emote, and it's just the head with the expression. That way you can get as big as it can get in the tiny emote form. But that's just a 2 cents suggestion when designing emotes and stuff, because you have such precious space.
What I do with like emotes or with thumbnails and stuff is I'll get like a square canvas, as Ali said, but then I'll make it much bigger than I intend to actually draw on, and I'll have a square in the center that's where the drawing is going to be, and everything outside that I have a couple layers, so like a desaturation one and a black layer and a white layer sort of turned down, so basically everything outside of that square you can still see, but it kind of is faded out, so you can see like the section that you're drawing, and whatever you want to do to establish this is, you could just draw like a square. It's like, this is where the emote's going to be, everything outside that is going to be cropped, but it helps you to be able to understand the form of where things go instead of just seeing what's on the canvas, because sometimes it can get a bit tricky to just be figuring out where everything's supposed to be going when you're not able to see it. So that's just my suggestion. Create like a little workspace inside the workspace.
Doing like little thumbnail-y bits like this on the bottom can like help you see what is like visible from a distance, because these are going to be really zoomed out. And for an emote this kind of size, I'd probably use thicker lines just so that they're more visible when you zoom out.
Right. Anyone else have any other comments on this picture?
No,
Not
colors look
particularly.
good.
All right, let's move on to CPC's picture.
Yeah, great work, and have
PC.
fun with all the expressions and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Just need to, actually paste it in.
One day.
One day, I'll get around to it. Oh, I forgot to resize it too. I'm gonna have to wait longer now.
How dare you?
I'm a monster,
You
really.
see everything that's happening on your screen there in the stream. Well, except for CPC specifically, who's in the thing. I like how she's already drawn a pony sleeping in the back nook of the pony. Drawn sleeping.
All right, CPC, you actually had questions for this one. Question: anything looked weird? Are the legs good and stubby or too short? Does Luna look the right size for the background?
This absolute potato of a pony. I love them.
I love the shape of the back leg. It's so good.
He's a
Its back-
chonker in this one. Like,
Yeah, the front legs do look a little small, but without kind of seeing where the back leg ends, it's hard to tell if if that's correct or not. But yeah, flipping the canvas, they do look a little bit small.
I like to imagine the back ones are really short. That way they like teeter totter around. So this is a nighttime scene, yeah? BBC?
CBC,
Girl?
we've lost him.
Maybe she went AFK. Maybe the goat in the background needed her to
Yes.
solve a quest. She went on a quest. Oh, here she is.
Oh, this is a great picture. Oh my god, I love it.
I definitely recommend like trying to show like at least a little bit of the back of the neck, because that could help a lot with helping to define to fight that sort of chonkiness, unless that is something that you specifically want.
Yeah.
Just showing like a little bit poking between the hair can help to establish like where it is in space.
Yeah, you don't need much. A little bit is good. I like how barrely the sort of belly looks.
Yeah, what did you ask, CBC?
I was asking about if it's supposed to be a nighttime picture or daytime. I can see the moon, but that's not a guarantee.
Yeah, and I think the draw along was nighttime, so I'm guessing
Okay.
it's meant to be that.
Yeah, they were having issues with getting nice colors in nighttime.
I love the little snoot. It needs to be booped. It's so rounded and cute.
I feel like how I would approach the colors in nighttime thing would be to find art that I liked that they had nice colors in nighttime. And I would half steal the color palettes and kind of utilize them from someone who has something that I like already.
You know what I would try is like I haven't tried this before, but to oops, my Aggie just deloaded. To find a like a sort of middle tone, like you find a sort of
Fluffy dropped.
He got
His
Thanos
commentary is
smashed.
just too good.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I guess I'll finish what I was saying really quick. So just you don't have to like directly use their exact color palettes, but just finding ones that you see people use
yeah.
successfully and kind of bringing them into your piece and playing with those that way and kind of just seeing the overarching like any kind of night scene you find that you
Okay.
like, even in like shows and stuff.
To if I could try again without Discord crashing on me this time, which it did like 8 times during D&D last night. It was very frustrating. I don't know what's going on. I was going to say what I would be kind of interested in trying is finding like a good sort of like dark cobalt blue type of like a sort of desaturated navy blue, but not too dark, quite a mid-tone sort of thing. Pick a good like base color, and then I would like but very grayscale, and then work on, you know how there's that whole like color theory thing where you could have like a color that just looks totally different in a different depending on what it's surrounded by. Like you're like, oh yeah, that's red, and then like you put it on like a blank canvas on its own, it's like, oh no, it's absolutely not red, but it looks like it in the context of the picture. Just doing that, like having grays and then like going like slightly into different colors with slight different hue shifts, like not even all the way to the hue that you want it to be, but just like a little bit at a time, and then seeing what that looks like, and then adjust it a little bit more until it looks good. And just start with the whole canvas as one color, and then just gradually build those tones in slightly different directions, slightly lighter, slightly darker, slightly different hues, and then just gradually build it up, and that'll probably give you a pretty good like nighttime silvery sort of feel. Then of course like overlays, like adjustments, level adjustments and things afterwards, and like gradients and things can help bring everything together. I always like to have like a good sort of at nighttime scene, have like a sort of silvery fade overlay from the top to have that sort of like moonlight feeling in.
When I'm picking colors for nighttime stuff, let me push my stuff to 100% opacity. I kind of all right. So daytime colors are going to be like roughly yellowish kind of sort of thing. So the opposite of that on the color wheel is kind of bluish sort of stuff. I use that as kind of like my base tone, and then I shift the hue towards whatever. So like if it's for this grassy kind of color, I come in with like this purpley kind of a thing, and I might do something similar but a little bit desaturated for the color on Luna, and then for the hair I'll make it a little bit more blue than that and all that kind of sort of stuff. That's kind of how I approach colors when it comes to something like nighttime, because nighttime has like a really weird like effects on colors and all that sort of stuff. I think the official proper term is there's a low color rendering index or something like that. Like it's hard to differentiate colors and that sort of stuff. But then I just lower the opacity on that and it comes out like this, and I think it looks okay.
Like, yeah, I completely agree with that Hilda plan.
Oh yeah, Hilda does have some really good like nighttime scene colors.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just everyone rewatch or watch for the first time Hilda. It's good.
Watch it again, regardless of if you've seen it before or how many times you've seen it. Just watch it again. I will probably take that advice. It's good.
And the movie.
The other thing that I would recommend is just scrunch the image down and then do little like thumbnail value sketches, and then just sort of see what looks like nighttime. Especially when you've got like a scene like this where you could have some like vastly different like color interpretations of nighttime. Yeah, good to just do a couple of value sketches and sort of see what works. Because there are so many different ways you could take something like this.
All right. Any follow-up questions after the wall of talking?
That is what we do, LD.
Yeah. It is what we do. And that's why I'm asking for follow-up questions. Color thumbnails. You can also color the rest of your nails too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to assume Shiko has
Oh wait,
run
she's diving.
off.
She's diving. Diving. Audio delays. I have like two colors of nail polish. One of them is really faint, and then one is like super bright and also like really thick and just comes off really easily.
Yeah, glow in the dark.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Oh, it was just a message to Ali. Okay, I guess no more questions then.
All right.
Oh, dang cute.
Oops, sorry.
I mean, you don't have to apologize. I'm very happy with this outcome.
Anyone else have any other art they'd like to submit? Any other questions they'd like to ask? I love bell peppers. Oh.
Because we basically picture the Pokemon, but they're peppers. Like the red, green, and yellow peppers. Yeah. Like, good stuff. I might make some stir fry later.
All right, well, seeing as no one else is pelting our faces with art or questions, we're going to call it a day. Thank y'all for coming, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. We did it.